Welcome to Featuring Ventura County. Today we're at the Channel Islands Harbor to learn more about the Harbor Patrol and the important job these county workers do to keep our harbor and our boaters safe. The Channel Islands Harbor was opened by the county in 1965. Now, 50 years later, it is one of the largest recreational harbors in California. The Ventura County Harbor Department manages the 310 acres which make up the Channel Islands Harbor, 200 acres on land and 110 acres underwater. The Channel Islands Harbor is owned and operated by the County of Ventura. The majority of the harbor is operated by businesses who have been granted long-term leases by the County Board of Supervisors. There are a variety of private businesses landside and approximately 2,200 boat slips on the water. The 17 members of the Harbor Department's patrol team are responsible for on-the-water safety. The Harbor Patrol's main public safety objectives are rescues, public boating education, and law enforcement. Just like firefighters and peace officers, the dedicated Harbor Patrol team provides these services 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, under all kinds of weather conditions. I'm here with Gary Hertensteiner. Gary is the harbor master, and he oversees the day-to-day operations of the Harbor Patrol. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Bill. How you doing?
Nice to be here today. Thanks for having us out.
Thanks for coming out.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Harbor Patrol's vessels? How many boats do you have?
Yeah, we have 6 patrol boats. 4 are stationed here at the Harbor Master dock, and then we have our fireboat.
Oh, can we go aboard?
Yeah, let's go aboard.
Fireboat 5 is essentially a fire engine on the water. It is used to fight shipboard and dock fires, or fires that can't be reached by land. It is co-owned with County Fire and has much of the same equipment that is carried on the county's fire engines. The fire pump can provide up to 1,500 gallons per minute to the monitor and to any attached fire hoses. Gary, can you tell me a little bit about the day-to-day operations? When a patrol officer comes in the morning, what do they go through?
Once they've read their emails and checked the briefing board, they'll come down and they'll check their equipment out. Since it's a one-man operation when they're on patrol, they need to make sure that their boat is ready and safe and everything is working on it.
After they've done their safety checks, then what happens?
If they need to do some equipment maintenance or patrol boat maintenance, they'll try to incorporate that in their day-to-day tasks. But if it's not pressing, then they'll get underway and they'll go check the weather. So they'll go out to the harbor entrance and check the weather conditions and then report back to the office, and then they'll call it into the National Weather Service what they observed. Then they'll patrol Silver Strand Beach and Hollywood Beach and out a mile and just make sure that there's no one out there in distress.
And then when they come in and start patrolling the harbor, what are their typical duties on patrol within the harbor?
They'll be looking for vessels that are sitting low in the water or listing or leaning to one side, which means that they might be taking on water. They'll look for any types of pollution in the water that they might need to investigate. They'll look for people underway without life jackets. We also do the commercial activity permits in the harbor, so they'll look for people doing business in the harbor and they'll make sure that they are licensed and permitted to operate.
The fireboats and the patrol boats also patrol the far end into Oxnard.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons we run small patrol boats, and that way they can run code calls in the harbor without making a big wake. They can get up on a plane within about 50 feet, 100 feet, and then once they're up on a plane, they don't push out a big wake.
How far does the harbor extend back?
County's area extends back to the Channel Islands Bridge. There's an east channel, and then there's a west channel. There's approximately 2,200 slips inside the county's area and 1,800 slips back in Oxnard's area.
What kind of interactions do the officers have with the public on a daily basis?
They probably make about 10 to 15 contacts per shift, and that can be telling someone to slow down because they might be pushing a wake, they might be operating too close to boats. Anything unsafe that the patrol officer sees, they'll make contact with the operator.
What about safety issues within the harbor? How do they handle that?
Usually by education first. We like to educate the boaters, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll issue citations. But we found that most of the boaters are out here trying to have a good time, and maybe they just aren't aware they're breaking the law.
Many people might not know that there are people who actually live aboard their boats here at the Channel Islands Harbor. What responsibilities does the Harbor Patrol have for people who are living on their boats?
We have about 70 liveaboards annually, and we have to do an annual inspection on everybody that does live on their boat.
So that's about the safety of the living quarters and the safety of the harbor?
Yes. Anything that pertains to boating safety, we'll check.
What kind of training do the officers get?
Officers actually go through a mini academy when they're first hired, and it consists of boating safety, boat operation, law enforcement, firefighting.
The boat operation must be a big thing. These guys work 24/7 in all weather conditions. They must be expert boaters.
Oh, they are. Before they can get released to operate a patrol boat on their own, they actually have to go through a very extensive boat operating training program.
The Harbor Patrol's boats are equipped with firefighting equipment, extra life jackets, and a tow line. Onboard emergency medical supplies include emergency medical gear like that found on ambulances and county fire engines, including a defibrillator, backboard, and splints. The members of the Harbor Patrol perform many duties, and they do them all well and professionally to keep the Channel Islands Harbor a safe place to live and visit. Special thanks to Gary Hertensteiner, Andy Werner, and all the members of the Harbor Patrol for the work they do to keep the harbor safe. See you next time on Featuring Ventura County.